The HR department in Google is working on the social media policy these days. Companies as large as Google have been working on social media policy a long time ago, and they are making progress using these policies. Google needs to catch up with the trend. The social media policy should be divided into two parts: the working place policy and the social media account policy. The working place policy is about whether social media such as Facebook is allowed to use during the working hours. The biggest concern is that employees might not be as efficient as they should be because they have to spend extra time on Facebook and Twitter. The other concern is that employees get paid not only for the time they work, but also time spent on their Facebook. It is important for Google to keep track of what employees are posting and tweeting about the company. This does not mean that the company should spy on employees' Facebook account. What Google wants to do is to tell its employees what they should not post to Facebook. For example, it's not suitable to comment on colleagues and even employers on Facebook. Here is an example.
We definitely want to permit and promote social networking. We see social networking as a platform for our employees to freely discuss their thoughts and philosophy in life and especially the workplace. One of our key objectives with social media is to foster an environment where groups of employees can share their insights on projects that they're currently working on and even in the past. We believe it will enhance the idea of teamwork. As previously mentioned, we will not prohibit social networking at all. In fact, we'll be promoting it, but there's definitely going to be some restrictions. For one, we do not want unproductivity to be a theme while on social media networkings. Most of our interactions should be business geared and geared towards company goals. However, arranging a happy hour time with your project team via Facebook isn't out of the question. Long story short, we want to limit personal use but maximize business use. We will ensure this by having our own platform for social networking as well, where fellow employees can discuss what is going on at the workplace. This platform will be monitored to see who's being unproductive and who necessarily isn't being unproductive and spending too much time on dead conversation that does not have to do with business. Together, we hope to make this a place where social networking is a major driver and influence in our business and productivity.
Yes, as the heads of Google Human Resources, we do want our employees to identify with our business when networking online. Even if we make it against our policy for employees to identify with the company while networking online, they are still representing Google because people will automatically think that if Google hires an employee that makes negative or lewd posts, then Google promotes that sort of behavior. And it's not the case, but for that reason, it is equally important for employees to be aware that they are always representing the company, because Google will always hold them responsible. We define a business behavior that's appropriate as posting with the company's mission and desires in mind. We advise all employees to post cautiously, as reckless and unlawful representation, whether it be online or in person, of the company may cost that employee their position. Our employees here at Google have plenty of incentives to want to keep their jobs, and for that reason, we hope they'll abide by our company policy.
Oh, hi there. Didn't see ya. I'm Matt, and I'm going to be talking to you about the use of social media in regards to our other policies. Remember, you are a Google employee, and you represent yourself, as well as us here at Google. When you're away from work, the very same rules apply to your social media accounts as they do to you in our offices. That means if we find that you have harassed or continue to harass anyone online, a fellow employee, or anyone else, we must treat the issue with the same seriousness as if the violation to the code of conduct was made in our offices. We also ask that you keep details about our work, which should be kept private, just that, private. This does not mean that you cannot talk about Google. We actually hope that you do, and talk about all the great things that Google can bring to the world, and already has. But details from those involving technology to finance or anything else should be kept within the company, as well as anything which we have chosen to not announce publicly yet. And remember, use your social media accounts wisely, as you represent not just yourself, but us here at Google. And please, use a Google Plus account. Who goes on that Facebook thing anyway?